Year 7s and welcome back. I hope you had a good break and you're ready to make music again. In case you've forgotten, my name is Miss Roberts and I will be taking you through your second term of trombone lessons. This term, I will be challenging you with some new notes, new rhythms, exploring new pieces, and all the while maintaining a really good trombone technique. Hopefully everything from term 1 is still fresh in your heads, but don't panic if you've forgotten some things, as we will be starting our lesson today with a term 1 recap. Once our memories are refreshed, we will jump straight in to a new piece called Top Dog. Remember, you can pause or rewind the video at any time you need to make sure you get the most out of your lesson. As it's our first lesson back, I'm going to talk you through putting the trombone together. First, let's lay our case safely on the floor and open it. Next, let's grab the slide. Remember, this is the thin, long piece of metal with 2 tubes. And once we've got it, let's have the holes pointing towards the ceiling. Next, with our left hand, let's grab the bell. Put the bell to the left side of the slide. Either push on the bell if you have a P-bone or screw it on if you have a brass trombone. Make sure you are creating a square or V shape with the bell and the slide. Great. And lastly, let's grab our mouthpiece and put that in the smaller hole. Remember, let's check our slide is locked. Very important thing to do. Okay, so last term we learnt a very fancy word, embouchure. This is the shape we form with our mouths to produce the sound on the trombone. Let's make sure we are doing the right things. So start by taking out your mouthpiece. Think of the muscles at the corner of your mouth. These need to be working. Think of engaging these muscles. And remember, this is a good way to stop your cheeks filling out with air. Next, get your lips ready to buzz together. Take a big breath in through your mouth and blow out. Think of a birthday cake with candles on and imagine you're trying to blow out the candles. Have a few goes. Let's put the mouthpiece back in the trombone and make sure that we can hold it correctly. Cup your left hand as if you're about to shake hands with someone. Place your thumb on the thin bar going across the bell. With the other fingers, grip underneath and grab the slide. Great. With your right hand, pinch hold of the bar on the slide. And let's bring our trombone up to our faces. It should be just above your left shoulder. Make sure your arms are comfortably at your side, no elbows pointing up. And make sure your bell is pointing out in front of you. This is your play position. Let's relax now. And this is your rest position. Right, I think it's time we did some playing. So we're going to recap on the 4 notes we did last term, making sure we still know how to play them and we still know how to read them. So remember, when we start a note, we have a little help from our tongue. It comes forward to the roof of our mouth and helps project our air out. I want us just to have a go at that first. So we'll take in a big breath through our mouths and blow out without the trombone, but with this t or to sound. Remember, your voice doesn't do anything. The t sound isn't your voice, it's your tongue tapping the roof of your mouth. Okay, let's have a go. Big breath in, blow out. One more time, big breath in. Okay, so let's try and remember that as we play these notes. So starting with our lowest, B flat, this note is in first position. Remember that word. Slide is completely locked or closed. It doesn't really have to be locked, but make sure it is definitely all the way in. So the B flat is on the second line of the stave being the 5 lines that our notes sit on. The B flat also has the little flat sign in front of it. Okay, so let's bring our trombones up to play position. I will play the B flat and then it's your turn. Your turn. Okay, so if we go up from lowest to highest in our notes, the next note is C. C was played all the way out in 6th position. So your slide needs to be stretched fully out, okay? Make sure you've got a good grip on it and remember, don't let go, otherwise the slide will fall off. Now C is on the second space of the stave. So it's sandwiched between the 2 lines, okay? And it sounds like this. Your turn. Great, rest position. Our next note in order from lowest to highest is D. D is in 4th position. That's with our slide just going past the bell. So where I'm holding onto the slide, I can see that that's past the bell, okay? And the D is on the 3rd line, the middle line of the stave. Have a listen and then your turn. Have a go. Great, rest position. The highest note we learned last term was an F. The F has the line going through it and it's the 4th line, so we're higher up on the stave. Remember, F is also in 1st position, so meaning our slide is closed. To play the F, make sure that you're blowing a little bit more, a little bit faster, really buzzing your lips together. Think of a long tube of air and yeah, that should make it work, make it be higher than the B flat. Have a listen. Your turn. So we will be learning lots of new rhythms this term, but let's just recap on some of the common things we saw in our music last term. So this is my rhythm clock. At each time, there's a different rhythm, and each rhythm lasts for 4 beats. They only use tar, 2 and TT. Remember, tar is worth 1 beat. 2 is longer, it's worth 2 beats. And TTs, a T on its own is worth half a beat. So when we have 2 together, 2 halves make a whole. So TTs are 2 quick notes compared to a tar. Tar, TT. Okay, so what we're going to do is use our Kadai sounds to go through some of these times. So we'll start at 1 o'clock and let's go as far as 4 o'clock today. We're just going to say the Kadai sounds and then try playing some. So look at the screen, look at 1 o'clock, and after 4, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, ti, ti, ta, ta. Ta, ta, ti, ti, ta. Ti, ti, ta, ta, ta. Ta, 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 ti, ti. Great, so hopefully that's all coming back to you from last term. Let's try and play it. Same 4 times, okay? So 1 to 4, one after another, as if it was a piece of music. And let's play the rhythm on a D. So play position, slide out to 4th, Remember to use that tongue, that will help make these rhythms really clear. And here we go. Eyes at 1 o'clock, 4 counts in. 1, 2, 3, breathe. Good job, year 7. Rest position. Okay, let's play a quick game. I'm going to pick 2 rhythms. I will play them twice and I want you to guess what they are. Obviously I won't be able to hear your answer, but you could write it down or just try and remember it and see if you can spot the rhythm. So, I'm going to use the whole clock this time, not just those 4 rhythms. See if you can guess what this one is. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I'll do it one more time. Okay, and then pick one more. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. And again. 3, 4. All right. If you want to, rewind, have another listen if you're not quite sure. See if you can work it out. But if not, the answers are... The first one was 11 o'clock. Ti-ti-ta, ti-ti-ta. And the second one was 7 o'clock. Ti-ti-ta, 2. Well done if you got them right. Good, year 7. I hope you're feeling confident after all that recapping and refreshing to start a new piece. So our first piece of term 1 is called Top Dog. And it does have some new things in it, but not any new notes. It only uses B flat, C and D. We've played them all before. We haven't actually played a piece with them all in, so we might have to get used to spotting the difference between those 3 notes. But our rhythms are quite common ones that we've seen before, but let's take a look. I've circled a few things that are new. We're only going to focus on the first line today, so don't worry about the 3rd line, that's for next lesson. The first thing I've circled is the word funky. That's because in music, we're often given some direction at the top of a piece of music, just to tell us the style or how we might want to play this piece. So this is a funky piece of music. Okay, and the next thing is at the end of the line, and it is a new type of rest. It is a 4-beat rest. Now, have a look. Look at the 4-beat rest compared to the 2-beat rest. They look very, very similar. The 2-beat rest sits on the 3rd line of the staff, whereas the 4-beat dangles down from the 4th line. I like to think that it's heavier, so it's fallen down off the line. But it's just an empty bar essentially. So when we see this, we just need to count to 4, okay? Super easy, count to 4 in your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So we are going to work through this first line using our practice routine. Starting with kadai sounds. So have a look, we've got 2s, tars. Remember our which is a silence, a rest, but we just whisper ma. And we've got some TTs at the end of the 3rd bar. I'm going to put my metronome on and let's say it after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, ta, 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 ti, ti. Great. Hopefully you counted to 4 successfully at the end. Right, let's say the notes. So, as I said, it uses D, C and B flat. Have a think which one you might think starts the piece. You can gets lower as we go down each bar. So that means that it has to be a D. Our first two notes are a D. That's the middle line going through it. And then in the second bar, this is a note we've not played quite as much. It is the C. The stem points up, the round bit of the circle is in the space, and they are all Cs. Our final bar that has some notes in it is B flats. So it has the flat sign, and remember we only need one per bar. I'm going to suggest that when we say these notes now, we just call it B, because otherwise it's a bit of a mouthful to say B flat, B flat, B flat, B flat, B flat. So we're just going to say B. We know it's B flat though. Okay, here we go. After 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, D, C, 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 B, 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 B. Awesome. Let's bring that trombone up to our mouths. We're going to do that with our slide position. So unlock your slide. Remember, D is in 4th. C we stretch out to 6th. And our final note, B flat, we bring in. So get your 4th ready in slide. Get your slide ready in 4th. That's what I'm going to say. And after 4, we'll give it a go. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, D, C, 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 B, 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 B. Great. Okay, we're going to play it. Well done, Year 7, you're doing super well. Going quick today. All right, let's get ready to play. The only thing we're going to do differently is take a breath and blow. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good work, Year 7. Rest position. Slide lock on for a moment. So I haven't said much more about this piece, but if you have a look at the second line, have a look at the 4th line, and what do you notice? They are the same. So I've kind of tricked you into learning most of the piece. It's just that 3rd line, which we will do next lesson. So let's have a go with the backing track, okay? We can play the 1st and the 2nd line because they're the same. But let's give it a go, just so we've really achieved quite a lot today. Get yourself in play position. There's quite a long little introduction to this, so I'll try and be as obvious as I can and count you in before we start. All right, get those slides in 4th position. And here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great, well done. So you might want to rewind, have another go at that, but that's such a good start. Well done, Year 7. Slide locks on and rest position, Year 7. So before we put our trombones away today, there's something I want to mention, which is practice. So practice is something that every musician does to improve on their instrument. And it's really simple. The more practice you do, the better you get at something. So as our music is going to be a little bit more challenging this term and we'll be moving at quite a fast pace, I will be expecting you to do some practice in between our lessons. Practice needs to be regular, not just something you do once a month. It needs to be once a week. So I want you to find, if you have a school diary or journal, I want you to grab it for me now. You can pause the video And I want you to have a look in it and decide on at least 2 days that you are going to practice your trombone. It doesn't have to be for very long. Between 15 and 20 minutes would be ideal. And if you can practice more than twice a week, that's even better. That's up to you. But I would like twice a week for you to practice. And I will be setting you a piece of homework or practice homework to do at the end of each lesson. So this week, I would like you to practice top dog. You could have a look at the third line. There's some new stuff in it, so maybe we won't be able to work on everything, but there's certainly parts of the third line that you could have a look at in advance and go over what we did today. So either write that down or try and remember it. And I hope you've picked your 2 days and written it down. I'm going to practice these days, and I will see you for our next lesson soon.